Oh my goodness. All right. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to Welcome to the very first episode of Brick City Blockade live here from the BrickCityBlockade.com podcast network. Oh man. You guys heard us.
Let's go. Let's do it.
You heard us laughing like already there's enough tomfoolery in this building to start a wildfire of just awesomeness. So let me go around.
Which building? Because there are four of them.
There are four buildings, but we're all interconnected through this wonderful thing called technology.
Let's call it the World Wide Web.
Scott, listen, all right? God, I can already see where this is going. But anyway, let me start off by introducing the man himself, the voice of the podcast network, Mr. James Brown. James, how's it going this evening, my friend?
It's going pretty damn well, actually. I've been sitting around here for about a half an hour waiting for you guys to be ready, mainly because I had nothing better to do with my day.
Well, you are wearing a pretty freaking awesome t-shirt, by the way.
Oh, yeah, actually, ride it like you stole it, Deadpool on the back of a unicorn, firing Uzis off into the air. Nothing gets really better than that.
Heck yes. Also across the pond in good old Scotland, it's Mr. Scott Inch. Scott, how's it going, buddy?
It's going great. I'm often
From Scottville.
What did you just say, Sean? You just interrupted the Scotsman.
It's fine.
What? I said from Scottville.
From Scotland.
Yeah.
How dare you? We'll come and take your land and your freedom.
John Michaud, we just heard you. What's going on, buddy?
How's it going, guys?
That's it? That's all you got for him?
Your nose is glorious.
No, I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Oh, it's awesome.
I can see every pore.
Just ready.
What cleanser do you use?
James. Oh, James, listen. Scott's already losing it. Like, come on. Oh my goodness gracious. So listen, here on Brick City Blockade Live, I think you've learned it already right now. This thing could go off the rails at any second, and that's the whole purpose of this thing. You guys hear us doing podcast episodes left and right. Scott Inch on good old Talking Far Away. James off the screen doing something over
I'm
there.
here.
He's there. You hear him on all the table hangouts all the time. Sean Michaud, of course, from the podcast, and myself, Robin, from the podcast as well. But guys, listen, before I get into the heart of like what I thought we could talk about here, number one, I got to talk about weekly routines, okay? Because Scott, you and I talk all the time, and James, I know you're up early, you're getting ready for work most of the time. Either that or you're freaking sleeping because you've worked a late night.
11:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. on a regular basis.
Yeah, that's right. Listen, I've been a freaking miserable wreck because I've been waiting for my paycheck this week so I can go out and get a decent freaking cup of coffee. And James, you can probably relate to it. Yes. pour me, just pour me a cold one right through the microphone. That'd be perfect.
Let me just pour this right on top of my phone, which is sitting on top of my laptop. Hold on.
Right. But listen, guys, number one, it sucks when you don't have that caffeine flow and you wake up in the morning, you got to be at work. Scott, I don't know. You're the tea man here. You like yourself a good cup of tea, though, right?
I feel like a good cup of tea. Tea's good for you, better than coffee half the time.
But doesn't it do the same thing to your teeth?
If you brush your teeth.
Well, actually, it's instead of using a mint-based toothpaste for coffee and everything, you should actually use a charcoal and baking soda-based toothpaste. It tastes like absolute shit, but it works really well to get coffee and, in my case, because I'm a horrible human being, I'm an addict, and I have a problem, cigarette stains off of your teeth.
Cold.
So, coffee or tea, use that. That's a public service announcement from the Brick City Blockade.
I love it. No, listen, like, I agree. There's probably so many different solutions you can use to probably get it off. Sean, I don't know if you drink coffee, dude. I've known you for like freaking 15 years, and I don't know what you drink other than water.
No,
what's going on?
He stayed at my hotel for about a week. I drink coffee.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
That's it?
Drink water.
That's it? That's all you drink is water?
For breakfast or for any time?
Any time of day. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking power drinks and all that.
Oh, okay. Power drinks. Okay.
It gives you
Now, what type of power drinks? Give me types. Give me brands. I want to get sponsored here. What's going on?
Maybe if we get sponsored by Gatorade, maybe.
Yeah, maybe you might get it. You might get the Gatorade sponsorship. Yeah. Scott, you want a Gatorade sponsorship or no?
I don't drink power drinks, but yeah, let's do it.
You don't need a power drink. You're Scottish.
I know. Our power drink is tea.
Is that right, James? Is that true? He doesn't need power drinks.
what?
He's just Scottish. Scott, he doesn't need power drinks. He's
I
Scottish.
don't need a power drink. I don't need power drinks.
No Scottish men need power drinks.
But it's called whiskey.
No, it is called whiskey.
Yeah.
Scott, hold on.
It's called Jameson.
No, wait a second. Hold on, Scott. When was the last time you had a glass of whiskey, though?
Actually, I had a couple of sips of what's that? A whiskey flask thing at a wedding a couple of weeks ago.
James would know.
For what?
Heck flask.
A hep flask.
A hep flask.
I've got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down here, bud.
I had some whiskey in that, you know.
It's that thing that you hide in your pocket during parent-teacher conferences so the teacher doesn't know that you don't actually want to be there, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. That's perfect. Yeah, I agree. And listen, I paycheck day is here. Paycheck day is here. Got my coffee. I'm feeling really good. But James, all right, you used to make my coffees, dude. You used to make my coffees back in the day there. Now, tell the good people what you used to make. Do you still know it by heart here?
For you, man. All right. So before you let me take artistic license with your coffee, it was a large iced cold brew caramel swirl with cream and sugar.
Oh, he still got it down to his
And get this. Every single day it would be good morning and thank you for choosing Dunkin' Donuts. What can I do to make your day less terrible? Mr. Vogt drives on down to the drive-thru, and he can always count for his coffee to be tossed up in the air and do one full 360-degree rotation before landing in my opposite hand and be passed out the window to him. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is customer service. You don't get that at Tim Hortons.
No, Scott, you flip books around in the air. That's what you do.
Yeah, I do this. See, I do
Not
that.
on purpose, though.
Oh, God. Now, Scott, listen, we all know, but I don't know how many people out there know that Scott actually works himself in the book selling business. That's something that you do outside of the podcast. Can you explain that to the people out there?
I sell books. There you go.
But you used to work in a cafe too.
Yeah, I try not to bring that up as much as possible.
I know. But what was your favorite drink to make at the cafe?
An Americano, because it was easy. All it was hot water, coffee, done in 2 seconds. James knows this. It's the most easiest drink to make. Or a cup of tea.
Yeah, it's espresso and hot water, and it's really just watered down espresso. And frankly, anybody who drinks that ought to be American because they can't drink real coffee.
Well, see,
That's why it's called an Americano.
I don't mind making lattes. Lattes I can make.
The lattes are easy. All you do is a shot of espresso, add milk.
Yeah, see?
But enough shop talk.
Enough shop talk. Enough of the shop talk. We've done enough of that. No.
But I don't want to relive my days working at Dunkin' Donuts because, quite frankly, that was a terrible job.
I feel upset you weren't working there when I was over.
Oh.
What was that?
I feel upset that you weren't working there when I was over. You could have made me my coffee.
I mean, I could have still made you coffee. You were at my house. I could have made you a cup of coffee. I could have made you a killer cup of coffee. You never asked. And as I recall, we went to D Squared Java, which was a hell of a cappuccino for you.
Yeah, I got a latte there.
Latte, cappuccino, same shit, different smell.
Essentially, that's all it is. That's a good point.
One has foam, one doesn't.
Yeah, with a bit of chocolate on top.
Yeah.
Was it chocolate?
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Pick on Scott's accent.
You ever notice how all the Scottish actors barely use a Scottish accent in their movies because nobody can friggin' understand them?
David Tennant does.
Who does?
David Tennant, he used. No, he didn't. Peter Capaldi does.
Peter Capaldi does.
Yeah.
In the Christopher Robin movie, which I just saw, Peter Capaldi did not use his Scottish accent when he voiced Rabbit.
Really?
Can't do that.
What was that, Scott? He can't do that.
Well, he did that, and he did it well. It made me cry.
Wow.
Oh.
James, are you saying you got emotional over a bunny?
I'm saying that I got emotional over a
Was that
movie
Playboy
that
Bunny?
perfectly captured an aspect of my childhood that reminded me of every weekend that I would spend at my grandmother's house watching Christopher Robin, and a
Damn.
poignant reminder that none of us should ever grow up fully because we'll forget who we are and stop remembering how to have fun.
Preach it. Preach it. That is the truth.
Hallelujah.
Jeez. That's after Scott sends me multiple videos of praise. Hallelujah.
Go
Stop.
channel.
I know, right? Exactly.
Scott likes his gift.
Oh my goodness. But listen, one of the other things I thought we'd touch upon here is this whole thing, because of course, what do we do here at Podcast Network? We talk about Star Wars, but you know what? This is kind of around a different category, around pop culture stuff, because we like our Star Wars, but we like other things too. And listen,
No, we don't.
Sean.
Yes.
Sean.
In a
I love
world
you guys.
where Sean doesn't interrupt. No.
Sean.
But anyway,
Your glorious pores were meant to be seen and not heard.
oh god.
Say that again.
What?
What?
Say that again. I
Anyway,
I
we
can't
were
understand what
getting
you
into
said.
a conversation. I said your glorious pores were meant to be seen and not heard.
That's true.
Anyway,
Anyways,
I don't even know where to go here. No. Listen. Oscar Isaac has been in discussion. There's been a lot of rumors circulating that the man who plays Poe Dameron in Star Wars could possibly pick up the role of Bruce Wayne. It's been this whole thing. Oscar Isaac playing Batman. Hey, what does everybody think about this? Oscar Isaac playing Batman. What is this whole thing about? James, before I hit the record button, we had this whole thing where you said, "Who the hell is Oscar Isaac?" And I thought that was great.
let me just throw this out there. I am very good with character names to a point, but I'm not very good with actors' names. And once it gets back to a certain point, I'm just like, all right, especially with the new Star Wars movies and this whole new cast and everything, where obviously, you know, Adam Driver, I know who that is at this point. I respect the hell out of Adam Driver, not only as not as an actor, but as a human being.
Yeah.
Fellow veteran, someone who's doing a lot to help people out who have post-traumatic stress and other ailments coming from the military service.
Right.
I have a ton of respect for Daisy Ridley for throwing herself right into this franchise, knowing that as a new actress, Star Wars is truly make or break. If some people have a massive, glorious career after Star Wars, you know, to quit Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, and some people's careers will kind of fizzle out and they'll only really be known for Star Wars or as the Star Wars guy, which is something I've started referring to as Star Trek syndrome. Because back you have Leonard Nimoy and William Shatner and Cloris Leachman and not Cloris Leachman, what's her name? Nichelle Nichols, that one. And all of them who are known for Star Trek. They've had a long and storied acting career, but they're always going to be known as the Star Trek people. And it's the same thing with the cast of Star Wars, is no matter how far they go, they're still known as the Star Wars people. So I think that she took a major risk. But with some of the minor characters, and I call Poe Dameron a minor character because we really haven't seen a whole lot of development in the story yet. Aside from, you know, Rosie, obviously, with everything that's following Ms. Tran on social media, obviously I've learned that name. But with some of the minor characters, I really haven't learned the names yet, and I'm sure I will at some point. Just Oscar Isaac's name constantly eludes me. and I apologize for that, Mr. Isaacs, if you happen to watch this at some point.
He probably.
I think you're fantastic. I think you're wonderful. I think you're a gorgeous man. But I forgot your name.
He is a good looking. He is a very good looking man. I will say that much. But listen, I love me some Batman. James, I think you're the same way. Scott Inch, I know you love you some Batman. And Sean, where are you at with Batman? I feel like you're the only one I haven't talked to about the Batman stuff.
I mean, recently, I'm not a big fan of the new Batmans. I really go back to the old Batman, the '90s Batman, and I really I wasn't a big fan of Kill Me. But I didn't really like the Dark Knight as much as everyone else says. It wasn't a fan, but I'm excited to see Oscar Isaac can play. We know he plays. He plays, of course, Poe Dameron. He's a very good actor. So he's a Batman. Hopefully, turn this series around.
He was Apocalypse in X-Men Apocalypse.
Was he?
Yeah.
He's Apocalypse. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Now, Mr. Inch. Mr. Inch. Let me. Inch. That's the new call sign for him.
Before we start,
yeah,
Scott, I just want to hear you say Val Kilmer one time.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Do it.
Yes.
Do it.
Val Kilmer.
Outstanding. That's all I wanted to hear.
You're gonna make a lot of viewers happy hearing that. A lot of viewers are gonna be happy hearing that. Listen, I love me some Bruce Wayne, but Scott, you and I talk about Batman all the time, all this stuff about when is this film even like I've seen on IMDb, it's in pre-production. That's what it sounds like to me. Yeah, it's been in pre-production for a while. Like what the heck is going on here? And how do you feel about Oscar Isaac if he was to take on this role?
Well, the funny thing is, we've been talking about this Batman movie since post Batman v Superman.
Yeah, that's true.
First it was Ben Affleck, next Matt Reeves, and who knows what they're talking about. There'll be a younger Bruce Wayne. You can't really do Oscar Isaac if it's going to be a younger Bruce Wayne because he's almost the same age, a couple of years younger than Ben Affleck. I will go on record as saying that he played a great Batman in Batman v Superman. That's a true interpretation of Batman.
Ben Affleck?
Ben Affleck, yeah.
Absolutely. Ben Affleck's Batman re-legitimized him as an actor with me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. He nailed it.
I never seen it.
You never seen it?
No,
I have not yet seen Batman v Superman. I will say that, but Ben Affleck's Batman across the board, I thought was fantastic.
Oh, it's truly wonderful, especially in the Ultimate Edition. It's like 3 hours long, and he's brilliant in that.
I love Christian Bale too.
See, I have issues with that. I'm Batman. Use a voice modulator. Don't talk to.
We know Lego Batman's the best Batman.
I mean, yeah.
Adam West.
Adam West was the best Batman until the Batman Lego movie and the Lego movie came out.
Yeah. I mean, Adam West is the Bright Knight. He's the Bright Knight. As when he died, we named him the Bright Knight, whereas the other ones are all the Dark Knight. But Kevin Conroy is the best voice actor for Batman.
Yes.
I grew up with him. I
think George Clooney was the worst Batman.
So I cannot disagree with you.
Val Kilmer was a very close second worst.
Val Kilmer did not too bad. I mean, he played the darkness of Bruce Wayne. I mean, I haven't watched that movie in a long time. I've got it on Blu-ray.
The problem that I have with that movie is that at that point, Val Kilmer had started putting on the weight, so he wasn't believable as Batman.
That's an interesting point of view. That's an interesting point of view on it. I get where you're coming from on it, James, because, and Scott, you probably remember this. Before that film came out, there were those Hollywood reports saying, whoa, Val Kilmer's put on 20 pounds. What does that mean for his pre-production shots? What does that mean for all this? I mean, he probably ended up losing it. I don't know what Val did. It's sad because Val Kilmer now, if you go to a convention, he just kind of sits there. It's hard to really have a discussion with the man now because there's just so much happening, and he's been through a lot himself medically over the last, I'll say, about 20 years, and especially ever since he stopped filming. Once he stopped filming, he really hit the skids, I feel. But
I mean, that's a pattern, though.
It is
with a lot of actors.
It is. We've seen it.
Val Kilmer, Brendan Fraser.
That's
Brendan Fraser's coming out of playing the robot in Doom Patrol. Let's not forget that.
What's he doing?
He's going to be on one of the DC Universe shows, Doom Patrol.
Yeah, Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
Good. As long as he's working, I'm happy. I mean, the worst career move he made was turning down the second Journey to the Center of the Earth movie and turning that over to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Scott immediately.
That's a terrible movie.
It was.
It was a terrible movie, but what was the one that he was making at the same time as that? The one with the puppets?
Which one was that?
The puppets.
The puppets one.
No, he was making some terrible movie at the same time as that. And he had the choice between the two. And if I firmly believe if Brendan Fraser had stayed true to his acting method, and this is not just because people have told me I look like Brendan Fraser if he had a child and forgot about it, but because I legitimately enjoyed him as an actor. The Mummy, Inkheart, everything. He was a good actor. Right.
Wow.
Even the third Mummy. The third Mummy was campy as hell, but
it was.
You put Jet Li and Brendan Fraser in a movie together, and I'm cool with it.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I feel like it is a pattern with a lot of the actors now. Even Mr. Billy D. Williams.
Yeah.
But he's 80 odd. Come on. He's not going to go.
He is 81.
Yeah.
Anyway. That's
a really good point though. Like we saw Billy D. Williams at Fan Expo Boston. We saw, is he as agile as he used to be? Absolutely not. But being part of episode 9 probably got him up and moving a little bit more. It's kind of like, all right, come on, let's get up, let's go. Like that's essentially what J.J. Abrams offered to him was, hey, buddy, you've been away from this for a while. Come on, let's get back in. And Billy D. Williams, remember, has been part of the Batman universe too.
Yeah, 1989's Batman.
Oh yeah.
So does it make sense then? If they have pulled from Star Wars before to have people come into the DC universe and play people, Oscar Isaac as Batman, there you go, Star Wars into the DC universe again. Could they pull that string again? I say, yeah, they could easily pull that string and say, you know what, let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot at this point because Ben Affleck is playing footsies with us right now. He doesn't know what he wants to do.
But he's in rehab.
What?
He's in rehab.
Who?
Ben Affleck.
When was that reported?
Again?
Yeah, it reported it was either this week or last week, but he's back in rehab at the moment.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Alcohol or Coke this time?
Alcohol.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I mean, give the part to Oscar Isaacs. I don't think he'd do a bad job with it.
No, how tall is he though? I don't want a short Batman. You can't have a Batman picture.
Dude, we had John Rhys Davies play Gimli. We had a 6'4" man play a 5'3" dwarf. It doesn't matter.
It
doesn't matter what you think.
The Rock.
The big jabronis.
Give him a box to stand on for his close-ups. Who cares?
Hi, I'm over here. Hello.
Oscar, can you just tiptoe a wee bit?
Fine, why don't we just go whole hog and have Hafthor Bjornsson go ahead and play Batman if you want a tall Batman, dude? I mean, Jesus Christ. The guy's only 28. He's 7'2". He weighs 450 pounds. Is that big enough for you?
I don't know because I don't know how you work with the cowl and being in the Batmobile.
Is he gonna play Batman, or is he gonna be the Hallmark ornament that you buy at Christmas time? Like I
could be that.
I'm so confused. Like if you get a 7 foot 400-pound Batman, I feel like there's got to be a WWE intro. Coming into the ring, standing at 7 foot 400 pounds, the Batman.
I'm Batman.
Oh God, no.
And then you see him in the middle of the ring just grabbing the Joker by the face and popping his eyes. Why not just go full mountain with Batman, dude? Come on.
Oh my God, that'd be nuts. Oh man. So we started off.
It's basically just like Injustice.
Yeah, essentially, yes. Exactly.
Yeah. It's gonna be like Batman 7. Batman stops giving a fuck.
Yep, exactly. Oh man. Oscar Isaac playing Batman 2. How can we incorporate a 7 foot 400 pounder into a suit that's probably only somebody who's in their 240s?
Make a new suit, or have him wear the Mountains armor and just give him a bat helmet. It'll be like steampunk Batman. God,
look like a freaking Funko Pop.
Oh my God.
Stepping into the ring.
I was actually disappointed that the Mountains Funko Pop is not bigger than all the other Funko Pops.
Oh, no, that's true.
At least we're not getting Alec Baldwin as Joker.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Alec Baldwin as Joker? What?
Oh, no,
that was a discussion.
He just turned it down.
I mean, I can see Adam Baldwin as the Joker. Actually, you know who I think would make a killer Joker, who I don't think they've really considered for it?
James, who do you want as the Joker? Who do you want?
Alan Tudyk.
Oh.
Huh. I would like to see Alan Tudyk as the Joker. I think he could pull it off phenomenally. Not because of Firefly, not because of his performance as K2SO, not because of any of the voice acting that he's done, but because of his performance in A Knight's Tale.
Oh. Interesting.
I think he can pull off crazy extremely well. And I think he is such an incredibly talented actor. And if you watch him as the butler figure in the Transformer movies, which I can't remember exactly which one that was, but it was that weird FBI agent who was played by that Jewish dude who everybody knows his name, but I don't. Right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, yeah, I know exactly.
Right. And he plays his butler, and he's just got all the moves of a professional killing machine with the ability to put that level of just crazy onto it. And I think it could be an on-par Joker with Heath Ledger.
Alan Tudyk. Wow. I've never even freaking heard that name mentioned. That's a really good one. Huh.
Arguably one of my favorite actors, and I think he'd kill the role.
Scott, who do you think?
I think Jim Parsons would make a great Joker.
Jim Parsons?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
He's got that kind of sinister look. You know, he could pull it off. He's just got that kind of look of the Joker. Especially like the way the comics in the Joker is like Joker's really thin. Why are you laughing at that?
all I can think about is him knocking on Bruce Wayne's door. Batman, 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 Batman.
I think that Jim Parsons would make a better Scarecrow than Batman.
You'd make a better Scarecrow than Batman?
Better Scarecrow.
Not Scarecrow than Batman. Actually. Scarecrow than Joker. My apologies.
I could see that, actually.
Yeah. That's interesting. Sean, who do you think?
Alan Cummings.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
That's a very good
one. Just because his acting's Jim Cummings or Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Too. Just because,
I don't know, man. I think NPH would make a good Riddler.
Ooh, yeah, Riddler for Neil Patrick Harris.
I mean, to be fair, NPH could play anything.
Yeah.
He's amazing in what's that show? In the Netflix show?
The Unforgettable Events. Oh no.
Yes, thank you.
I know the series. I can't remember.
Scott, why are you way over here?
I can't remember his.
I mean, I really like McCann and
That's
Harold
'cause I'm
Kumar.
Series of unfortunate events. That's it.
Yeah, series of fortunate
Yeah.
events.
So, yes.
Robin, how about you?
How about me? Oh, well, listen. I'm either see, this is tough because I'm in either James Brown camp or I'm in Scott Inch camp on this one because I like their two choices. And they're ones that I've never thought about. And I don't go with choices that I come up with. I really have to hear somebody else throw them out there to make sense. It's like, okay, somebody else is proposing this character. Can I put them in the role? Can I picture them as that character? And Alan Tudyk, I love the choice, James, because number one, you're right. He can play insane. He really can. And it's funny, if you play his game, was that Con Man or whatever? The game, the mobile app game. There are times where it's like he's at his booth in the game and you have like characters come up and they look for him to do a voice and he does a Joker laugh in the game. And it's scary. It's very close to a Mark Hamill Joker laugh, which is interesting, which is really, really interesting. So and this is where I kind of move myself. Sorry, James. I move myself into Scott Inch camp with Jim Parsons because I think Alan Tudyk, if he could do a voice acting role, like let's say Mark Hamill's like, I don't think I can do it much longer. My voice is just not able to push the Joker's voice any further. Alan Tudyk is somebody who has toured conventions with Mark Hamill, has probably been around him a lot, has learned about voice acting through Mark Hamill. He would be a very great, I feel like if DC, the streaming service or whatever else, wanted to do a Joker-focused animated series, Alan Tudyk could do the voice of Joker in that series.
Well, it's going to be a Harley Quinn series, animated series.
I saw that. That's interesting.
Because I was watching that whole DC live stream yesterday with Kevin Smith last night, and
Kevin Smith was on that.
Well, there was the whole thing about launching the DC app, which annoys me because it's not over here yet. But you guys are getting it first, which. So I'm
you're not used to us getting stuff first, are you, Scott?
No, because I get the Marvel movies first anyway. But yeah, like, so, you know, you had John Barrowman on there who looks very weird with grey hair.
Yeah, I saw him with gray hair in a Google image thing. You were like, hey, John Barrowman with gray hair, what the heck? And I was like, okay, I'm going to look this up and see what the deal is.
Yeah.
What the frick?
But I look forward to Kevin Smith, like, presenting the DC Daily, because, oh my God, Kevin Smith's brilliant. But I want this DC app, and I think it's going to be great because there's so much DC on it. You can get the comics, all the TV shows. Don't know about the Arrowverse stuff yet, but I've got them on Blu-ray anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. But yeah, like with the Harley Quinn show, you could get Alan Tudyk to voice in there as a Joker, if they bring the Joker in, which they will do.
Oh, that's interesting.
Or even Titans.
Oh, Titan. Well, I'm not sold on Titans yet. I'm not.
Did you guys see the promotional pictures?
The promotional pictures for Titans?
Did you see the pictures at all?
Yeah, no. I saw them by Kate because they were doing it. I saw them the minute they were going through.
I mean,
I'm looking forward to seeing
it looks like
action Robin.
It was like a recamped version of a Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four. It looks like that.
Huh.
Well, I'm going to be open to it because we don't know. It's different with pictures because once it's actually on screen, it'll be different.
While we're on the subject of the Fantastic Four, I would like to see an actual good Fantastic Four movie come out.
It's called The Incredibles.
Because
that's true.
What's that?
It's called The Incredibles.
I mean, pretty much, yeah.
It's called the comic book, James.
Yes.
I have the entire anthology of the original, the books they sold. It was the original Fantastic Four comics from episode 1 through like issue, as it's like 300 issues of it. Okay, I've read the comics. I want to see a good movie. I think the only well-cast character in that entire series of movies was when they put Michael Chiklis as the Thing. That's it. Everything else sucked.
Captain Barnes.
Captain Barnes?
What?
Well, he was in Gotham for a couple of seasons.
Yeah, but Scott, we're talking about Incredibles. We're not talking about Gotham.
I'm just saying, I know the actor because he was in Gotham.
You can tell he likes DC. He always makes references back to DC.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
From Marvel or DC to Scott.
I like they're both good in their own way.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I couldn't possibly care less about either one, frankly.
DC is my blood.
Whatever, man. Fandom's thicker than water.
My hot toys.
Listen, Scott, I know that I could sit here and I could take up this entire podcast thing if I just try and make the Kirk or Picard debate between you and me.
Oh no! No, we're not doing that on this one. We can slate that for the next episode of BCB Live.
No, believe that one's never going to happen because we'll go on for hours about that.
It's got to be Picard.
No, Scott, don't say anything yet.
Disco.
No.
Disco.
No.
Some disco.
Disco.
All right.
Disco. DS9 all the way.
Is this where the fight begins?
I said for there not to be a fight. There's a freaking fight on air.
I just ended the fight. Disco.
James, please don't do that. Just
do what?
Say things like the typical James Brownisms. There's no fight. I ended the fight already.
I did.
I love it, man. Oh man.
I feel threatened now, Scott.
I'm sorry.
They're gonna make it up pretty quick. Don't you worry.
No, it's all good.
You said.
Anyway,
I love the direction this is going in.
Is there a direction?
No, there was
We're
no.
talking about that Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four.
Yes, the Fantastic Four. I don't even know where to go with that.
I was just saying I'd like to see a good Fantastic Four movie.
Maybe they're gonna do it in some other form, though. You know,
Well,
if the Disney streaming service, yeah.
No, I think it'll be a movie. They'll go back into MCU.
It could be like a crossover movie where we see the Fantastic Four come in, like we see happen often, like they've met Spider-Man before and everything in the comics, and maybe we'll see them come in for another movie in a crossover. But I just like to see them well cast because they're one of my favorite superhero groups ever. Like they came by their powers completely by accident. Not all of them wanted them. And they just band together and they do for good against one of the worst badasses ever to have to fight against, who's Dr. Doom. I mean, I want to see a well-cast Fantastic Four.
Yeah, what were you going to say?
For it.
What?
Well,
Where's that?
I can barely hear you, man. You're breaking up pretty bad.
there must be a tsunami down at Hampton Beach.
I couldn't hear you very well through that.
Whatever happened to that Doctor Doom film that was supposedly going to happen soon?
That's
like no news.
It's not going to happen.
Scott, you're
supposed to be
encouraging.
I just don't. I don't think it'll happen because of the whole Disney buying Fox stuff.
Really?
So look at Venom though.
Yeah, but that's different because that's Sony and it's not part of the MCU. It's on a standalone.
I'm not sure how I feel about Venom because the last Venom that I had was Topher Grace, and I'm sorry, Eric Foreman's not a very good bad guy.
Nah,
it's Tom Hardy.
Bane, you will break.
And I love Tom Hardy.
I mean, Tom Hardy was Malfoy, right?
No.
Which one's Tom Hardy then?
Tom Hardy was Shinjon in Star Trek Nemesis.
Was who?
He was in Star Trek Nemesis. He played the clone of Captain Picard.
Still not sure how I feel about him.
With Leonardo.
Oh, shit.
I'm there.
I'm here. Hold on. My damn phone's being dumb.
Okay. All right. But listen. Let me say this much, Scott. Sean,
I'm listening.
James's alternate figure that has suddenly taken over the live stream and now is his face. Anyway, possibilities, because I know that there was a lot of stuff surrounding maybe the Fantastic Four working their way into Infinity War originally. People saw statues at Comic-Con that were surrounding the Fantastic Four. They're like, oh my God, Fantastic Four! James just dropped his phone! And it's interesting because I want to see the Fantastic Four come back, but could it happen in the second half of Infinity War?
I'd like to see it.
All good.
And what's kind of funny is I can hear Aaron watching this in the other room. So I'm getting like the audio from you guys and then an immediate feedback from the other room.
So you're hearing Scott.
So if you do something, you'll be able to hear it twice.
Huh. Interesting.
What?
I said if you miss something, you'll be able to hear it twice.
Did I hear somebody say something over there?
It's like Boomhauer just jumped
Whose
in.
phone is that again?
I know, right? Oh my goodness gracious! So listen, we got Batman. We talked about that. We talked about Fantastic Four. We got that out of the bag. We talked about me having a bad coffee thing and whiskey with Scott, and Sean likes water and Powerade, and James just likes a good old certain kind of greenery. I assume, or in some horniness.
Hold on, why are you accusing me of things that are still illegal in the state of New Hampshire on a live stream?
Hey, but wait a second, they have no control over this.
You can edit it.
I don't know, man. Give number 45 like another week, and he'll probably be monitoring this.
I absolutely love Brick City Blockade Live. It's fantastic. I love everything that Robin and the crew's doing.
That's probably what he's like now. And then after that, he's just like,
yeah, they mentioned marijuana. They sound like they might want to be left-wing hippies, and doesn't know, but nobody smokes marijuana like me. Everybody, I'm the best at smoking marijuana. You'll see. Ask anybody.
I mean, come on, dude.
Oh, I know. It's like, it's always something. It's always something. That's discussion for another time. That's a whole other discussion.
I think we're going to avoid the whole political situation here.
I agree with you on 100% of that level.
There's going to be at least one comment that's like, "You leftist hippies," or something like that.
That's fine. Hey, I welcome the leftist hippies comments. I love it. It's like, come on, bring them on.
No, it's absolutely fine. Like, I mean, we all know where I stand. I'm a Volvo with a gun rack. I'm like right in the middle of the road. So,
right. And Scott is the peaceful DVD, Blu-ray collecting, tea drinking Scotsman.
Who has a disdain for most Americans?
What?
What?
You have a disdain for most Americans.
For certain 45 people.
For what?
Only 45?
Just 45.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all.
He doesn't like Obama.
Oh no! I just said that on the live stream.
He doesn't like Obama. I just heard him say it.
Obama can dance and he can joke.
Yeah, that's true.
And he can do the moonwalk.
He can mic drop.
He can mic drop.
Yeah.
And he's good at showing his birth video. Oh wait, that was King. It's all right.
Oh my!
I feel like that was mildly racially motivated, Scott.
That's not what I was doing.
No, it wasn't. It just kind of flew off the Flew off the top rack of that Volvo pretty quick.
Yeah, right.
That's what ended up happening. But anyway, listen, one of the other things I want to talk about here, because I'm a big man, I enjoyed my food. James, y'all, I feel like, Boston, when we ate at M.O. Sullivan's right there at the hotel in Boston, the meal that we had, they were there, and she would understand how fantastic that was. And where else did you guys go? Plug the good old spots that you checked out in Boston.
Well, I will say that the night previous to that, when I got down to Boston, we racked up a $131 bill at Durgan Park, which was worth it all the way. They do a killer steak. Their oysters were on point, and their calamari was mwah.
Oh man, good old Cal.
And then I found out that my hotel did room service drinks, which was a mistake. So.
Oh, once the minute you find out what room service can truly become, it can become a very dangerous pathway. Only one that a Sith who truly enjoys
something magical.
Alcoholic beverages will endure.
I'm fairly certain that I've gone far enough down the path of the dark side. There really isn't a whole lot of chance of return.
Scott seems mild. Yeah. Return of the James. That's the episode 9, Return of the James.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. No. I mean, I don't think that. I think they want to keep like their PG-13 rating on that, so I don't think they'd ever be able to put me into a Star Wars movie.
That's why they've got Matt Smith in there.
No, they're gonna have Matt Smith, and James is gonna show up with the Volvo with the rack on top. He's like, "All you First Order people, get out of here."
No, it's gonna be like, "Are you kidding?" I get out of the car, and be like, "Kylo Ren, come here, Kylo Ren, come here." This is between you and me, bro. You see those guys in white, like all over there, right? Fuck. Let's go. They're mine.
I can totally see that.
Just show up drunk as hell to the production studio and fist fight Adam Driver for control of the First Order.
Wow.
That's how it ends.
I've got way too much respect for Mr. Driver to do that.
He's a really good guy. He truly is.
You're that, Adam. You're safe.
He's safe. He's all set. All right, James. Best place to get a burger for you. Where is it?
Best place to get a burger where?
Anywhere. Best one you've had to date.
Best burger I've had to date, man. The best burger I've had to date, I made at home on my damn grill. But I'll tell you what, I had a pretty damn good burger last night at the Gaslight Company up in Portsmouth.
Ooh, a Gaslight burger.
Oh, yeah, Gaslight burger. I got the burger with the gorgonzola, the bacon. I had some avocado on top, and I'll tell you, that thing was on point.
Wow. Scott Inch, where do you get the best burger, or however you say it?
Burger.
Burger.
No, I had one just recently.
Don't say McDonald's. Don't.
McDonald's.
Okay, good. Okay.
I can't remember what the place was called again, but it was a place in Edinburgh.
What did you have on it?
I can't remember. It had bacon.
Okay,
cheese. I think it was a New Yorker. I can't remember.
A New Yorker.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
So I had a chance of getting bees on the Sabret umbrella. That's what's going on.
See, what I hate though is when they put like a cocktail stick through the middle of the burger. Don't do that.
Oh, that's a good point.
Don't ever do that.
Yeah, some places do that. They put the little stick in through the burger so that it doesn't fall apart when it comes out to you, and it's kind of like, but I'm gonna enjoy this thing anyway. Like, it's nice of you, courtey wise.
Where it's gonna go?
See, I don't mind that.
You don't mind that?
It all depends on it all depends on the buns.
Yeah, it really does actually. You guys laugh, but if you get your burger on a potato roll, stop being immature for a second.
I'm sorry. It was just perfect.
If you get your burger on a potato roll, right, you need the toothpick to hold it together because the potato roll absorbs the juice and it gets soggy. If you've got it on a brioche or a bulky roll, you don't need it because it's nice, chunky, thick bread and it works.
Mm-hmm.
And when you squeeze the meat in between those two buns and you just see the juices just come flowing out, Fuck, you guys were getting off the topic. I'll stay on it. Whatever.
God, Sean Michaud, what did you do?
So, Sean, where's the best burger that you've had?
Yeah.
Recently, the most recent burger.
Of all time.
Where do you like to get your buns toasted?
What do you think? No,
I'm not going to
last weekend I went to Nantucket.
There once was
and it was
Sean
last weekend I went to Nantucket and went to this, or it's not a restaurant. It's more similar to Lexi's, but it's so much better. It's called. I think it was called. What was it called? I don't know, some name. It's in Nantucket, but it's so damn good. So much better than like In-N-Out or Lexi.
Really? Huh. Nantucket knows how to do their. Nantucket knows how to toast their buns.
Nantucket's food's the grace.
Yeah.
So there once was a Sean in Nantucket.
Yeah.
What?
I'm sorry, I'm just listening to Robin's toast the buns comment come from the other room now.
Oh.
Oh my. Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
So
hello there.
These are lots of toys you're looking for.
So I'll say this much. The best burger that I've had to date. Best burger I've had, burger, or however Scott says it.
Burger.
Burger. Hey.
A broker?
A broker.
Is that like Edinburgh?
Wait, let's have a dat burger.
A what?
Dat burger. Scottish.
A dat burger. Oh my goodness. Listen, we went there, James, Scott, when you guys joined in, and we went to Fat Belly's and down.
That was a good burger.
Portsmouth. Yes, and
that was a good burger.
I recently had 2 nights ago was they had a Tuesday night burger special, and what it was it was a breakfast burger, which are absolutely to die for, which has a fried egg, applewood smoked bacon, avocado on a burger.
See, at that point, I'm just going to go get the hangover burger from the Thirsty Moose, man.
I know, and I was really tempted to go to the Thirsty Moose and get that burger because that one is fantastic. And I think what it was Fat Belly's. I think their burgers on Tuesday nights are $7 or something. The Thirsty Moose burger is like probably I think $11.50 or $12. So I was like, okay, I gotta make a cut here. Maybe I'll check out the Thirsty Moose later in the week.
Here's the thing. The only issue that I have with Fat Bellies, and I'm not going to deny that they do a fantastic burger.
Yeah,
I want my burger to come out on the table and moo at me. They won't cook it below medium rare.
Yeah, no. Scott, do they moo overseas?
They don't moo overseas. They're pretty much.
They quack, right?
They quack. They go quack, quack, quack. Quack, quack. Or no, we're pretty common over here to have it as a horse sneeze, so it's usually a.
Moo! Moo! Didn't you hear me? Moo!
Although we do have Highland cows.
Moo, you bastard,
We
moo.
have Highland coos.
Wait, what?
A Highland coo.
A Highland coo?
A Highland coo.
That sounds like something I accidentally run into at 2 a.m. in the bar. Never mind.
Is that
Actually, that's
C-O-O-T?
What?
What?
How the fuck do you spell that? Is that Highland what?
A Highland cow. Look it up.
Highland cow.
Aye, look it up. It's got
Is it a
horns.
cow?
Yeah, it's got horns.
He's got horns.
Have a look, and he's very hairy.
I mean, the UFO festival is this weekend in Exeter. We might actually end up seeing one.
Yeah, you never know, but we have Highland cows.
That's true. That's actually a very good point, James.
I have to work this weekend. I'm gonna have so much fun at the hotel because I'm gonna have all the people who are like all hopped up. No, dude, they're all gonna be like hopped up on LSD, wearing their tinfoil hats and everything, sitting in my lobby. And once the door locks at night, they're gonna be sitting there, and I'm just gonna push the button behind the desk, so the door just goes whoosh, and they all freak out.
They're like,
aliens are coming.
like Zoink Scoops.
Like run for it, Scoops.
Aliens. James, okay, listen. If you're working there this weekend, I gotta plan a time to come in late. You open the door, and then when you fucking Scooby-Doo noises.
Just talking.
Oh, sounds good, man.
Oh, that would be great. They'd be like, "What? Whoa! All angles, all angles."
I mean, given the fact that I just don't care about my job anymore, that's probably a good thing.
That on the live stream.
Trust me, if it's not about WWE, my boss doesn't watch it.
Really?
Yeah,
that's fake.
Then he would like Andrew and my Chalk Talk on Thursday nights.
Yeah, do you like really want that kind of patronage on your stream?
I would care not for patronage such as that.
Thank you for your patronage.
Did you make the blade work?
No.
I think we need a new bulb.
Probably.
Oh my goodness. Scott, anything else you'd like to discuss here on BCB Live? Any topics in your head? This is kind of our wrap-up time.
Yeah,
anything
let's just say, yeah, it's on. Like, thank God the Big Bang Theory is coming to an end.
Yes,
it's not funny anymore. It's completely not our past the sell by date.
Yeah, it's not a pleasant thing. That's for sure.
No,
I missed that.
For it, You missed that.
What?
What did you say? What did you say, dear sir?
I missed the thing that you said wasn't pleasant. What's not pleasant?
The Big Bang Theory.
That it's coming to an end?
Yeah.
That does make me sad.
It's not. It wasn't funny for the last few years. It's just been like, it's just Friends, but now it's Big Bang Theory, but Friends.
It's like Friends with physics jokes.
Yeah, and it's not geeky anymore like it was meant to be. It's just, and like those guys do not get hookers like that.
What is that
Speak for
song?
yourself.
I'm like, is that Revolutionary War music I'm hearing behind somebody?
We're coming again.
Not on my end.
Scott, we're coming again.
Oh man. Hey, maybe I'll do the Paul Revere ride this time, but since I don't have a horse or a car, I'll get about 300 feet and say fuck it. There's going to be a big memorial after the war that says he tried.
James is 1 if by land, 2 if by sea, as if he wakes the fuck up.
Yeah, no, actually, that's 1 if by land, 2 if by I get 300 yards and hack up a lung on the side of the road because I only have 2 of them left.
I would hope you. Wait, you only have 2? You had 3 lungs at one point?
Shh.
Wouldn't that make you either? Wouldn't that make you Predator at that point? Didn't he have 3 lungs?
Precious.
That's Lord of the Rings. Oh, the physics of Star Wars.
And just take a moment to peruse that little quote right up there on the top. I am getting that tattooed somewhere on my body at some point.
Oh. I love how Scott has made no comment concerning that.
I have nothing to say about it.
What?
Scott, you look like you're about to pass out.
Scott, how much pot have you smoked? Did you take a marijuana?
I don't smoke pot.
Did you smoke a weed?
I don't smoke weed.
Did you inject a pot?
I did not. What?
Your eyes look what we would call over here in the States chinky.
Oh.
It's been a long, stressful day. I'm just sitting doing nothing.
Oh my goodness. All right. I think we've reached that point here on Brick City Blockade Live. Oh my goodness, this has been amazing. This is exactly actually how I imagine Brick City Blockade Live to be, actually, is just to be as freaking random as possible. Just allow everybody
that's
to
kind
talk.
of what happens whenever we have conversations. So
That's right, exactly. And just to have that out there for people to watch here and kind of reflect on is so good. And listen, many more coming here in the near future from the podcast network. All right, Mr. Sean, let's start with you. It's plug time. Where can they find you?
Plug time. You guys can follow me on Twitter, Shaman Show 1. Follow my Instagram, it's Zone Z. Follow my music, Bandcamp. Bandcamp. And SoundCloud. And yes. And friend me and follow me on Facebook.
Scott Inch, where can they find you?
You can find me.
Exactly, that's why I tried it.
I'm talking here.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Stop interrupting.
I'm sorry.
Well, you can join me watching the 25th anniversary episode of Power Rangers. It's Morphin Time. You can find me on Facebook at Scott Inch or on Twitter at ScottInch85, and I will be there.
James Brown, where can they find you?
First of all, is 85 your age or the year that you were born in?
Like 85.
All right. You can find me on Twitter at I'm Not Really Him 9. You can find me on Facebook attached to the Brick City Blockade and podcast network page. Friend me and / or follow me. I do have an Instagram that I'm really not sure what the handle on it is, but it is attached to my Facebook, so I'm sure you can find me there. And if you are really looking to find me, you can find me down at Charlie's Tap House singing karaoke badly.
Hey, Charlie's Tap House. Nice little plug right there. I like that.
365 nights a year karaoke, man.
You can't beat that. Make your way down to Charlie's Tap House for a good old time.
You really should. They got some awesome food, and I mean, to be fair, it's more or less you're going to have that one person who decides to get up and sing "Love Shack" really badly at the top of their lungs. But everybody gets into it, and that's immediately followed by "Sweet Caroline."
Sweet Caroline.
Good times never felt so good.
So good. Scott's not even American, and he gets it.
I know. Neil Diamond has a special effect on Scottish people. I don't know what the deal about that is.
We just like that song. Get over it.
It's kind of like Frank Sinatra and the Filipino people. You know, there's actually a law in Manila where you can't sing "My Way" for karaoke anymore.
Really?
Because of the number of murders that occurred afterwards. It's considered a cursed song. Look it up. There's an actual Frank Sinatra law or something in Manila where you cannot sing a certain Frank Sinatra song because of the number of people who have died after singing that song in karaoke.
Holy cow.
Wow.
It's one of the weirdest international laws ever.
Whoa.
I did kill anybody after saying that on that carpool thing.
Scott, what kind of face?
Scott, are you Googling that?
I will shortly.
I'm double checking my sources to make sure that this is completely accurate.
Shit, I'll send you a link, man. It's weird.
I believe it.
It's strange people.
Yeah, there's some interesting people out there. All right, you guys can follow me over on Twitter at Mr. Vote Tweets. Check me out on Instagram at The Official Vote. Make sure to send that friend request over on Facebook. Everything can be found at www.brickcityblockade.com. That's where you can find everything about our Patreon, RT public page, and how to subscribe and find out about our awesome events that we're going to be doing coming up very soon. James, you're about to say something. What are you going to say?
I was just emphasizing what you were saying with gestures from the item that I'm holding in my hand currently.
Lovely. All right, so you guys can check us out over there. Make sure to subscribe here on YouTube to everything happening with the BrickCityBlockade.com podcast network and hashtag BCB Live. That's right. Everything, like I said, live.
That's very sexy.
Thank you. I tried.
Live. Tonight live on Brick City Blockade.
Live at Rockefeller Center.
Do it like Optimus Prime.
To the Mugar Omni Theater.
You have to do it like Optimus Prime, though.
I'm even thinking about
I can't do that. It's not physically possible to do that with a human voice.
I am Optimus Prime.
I want everybody here at the network, because I'm going to impersonate it right now. I want everybody to go listen to Scott Farrell on CBS Sports Radio. He intros every show and he goes, "You're listening to Scott Farrell on the bench in the biggest way possible, hanging out the bad people, He's like, just does this whole thing. People dressed in plastic bags, some kind of potty, yo. That's how he intros every show. And then I just lost James in that process. And
no, actually, my phone was sitting on top of a stack of Uno cards that fell over.
You're playing Uno with yourself?
It is called Uno.
Is there a draw for under the deck?
Uno is not a game that I can play very well because of the whole colorblind issue.
Oh no. Oh no. I'm sorry.
So I kind of guessed.
You guessed the color?
Kinda.
So if you're playing with Aaron, it's like you're trying to cover it up. You're like, red.
No,
red,
usually
red,
we
red,
play
red.
games that are worth playing, like cribbage.
Oh, yes, I agree with you on that.
You know. And chess.
And chess.
And the Sonic the Hedgehog game that I bought her for my Xbox, which she's actually enjoying Skyrim more.
Scott's like, I'm in the Sonic the Hedgehog song over there. Oh my!
I'm more of a fan of the Tetris theme song.
Oh.
Blocks, don't get me started on that movie. That's stupid, that idea of a movie. Don't get me started. If you want to know about it, look up John Schnitt, Tetris, you'll understand what I mean.
Thank you guys so much for listening to BCB Live here from the BrickCityBlockade.com podcast network. We will catch you next time around. And as we say,
may the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
It's different on BCB Live. We'll work on it. Have a good night, guys.
Goodbye.